Lately, a lot of items have been giving huge returns. Older Operation collections, Operation stickers, agents, I could go on. And cases are having a very strong year too. And arguably, they should be doing even better than they are right now, considering how they are being slowly murdered by Valve and by the player base too. So, why is it then that cases are currently in a bit of a dip? How do we explain all of it? And is it the right time to buy some? Look, the past year has been absolutely crazy for CS2. We are seeing price spikes and hype unlike any time before. The market cap just reached an all-time high. And player numbers are doing great. Like we saw in my monthly CS2 Market Watch, case numbers are still going strong despite increased prices. And they are even growing still. The market is healthier than ever. Valve are trying very hard to get rid of most of the botting going on, and they are preparing for the future. The case prices have always been insane graphs to look at, but this year is just a new level of crazy. So if you look at the last month, something stands out. The market is clearly slowing down for cases, but not for other items, that's for sure. I mean, just look at all of these examples. So why is that? Well, look, cases are just re-leveling at their new levels. Cases have not become a terrible investment all of a sudden. In fact, they have become way better with what Valve have been doing with all of the changes lately. But an item can only go up so much in such a short time. I guess as we continue into the next chapter for CS, we as investors and players alike will have to get a lot better at deciding what is a pump and what isn't. For example, the Evil Geniuses was clearly a pump. And lately we've seen the same type of thing with the M4 Coalition. Those could clearly be seen as pumps. But what about all of the other Operation Collection and other skins that have been growing for months now? Is that a part of a pump too? Or is there a larger bubble in general going on in the CS2 market? And what about cases? I mean, this isn't normal and yet they keep doing it, they keep going up. Prices like this are unprecedented, and what does it say about our market? And also, is all of this a giant pump? Okay, so yes, case prices are leveling off right now. They already seem to be rebounding upwards. So no, this is not a bad sign. It's a sign in fact that the demand for cases remains healthy as some people decide to take profit on past investments. And I don't blame them. I mean, the prices we see right now for cases, it's insane. I mean, if you bought a lot of cases back then for 3 cents or 5 cents, this is unfathomable. You can't think about this. So yeah, the demand is still very healthy despite people selling a lot of cases. And selling the cases is always a great decision. After all, you only make money if you take it out. But as of right now, I would call cases a big buy for me. The circumstances are changing right now. Valve is changing a lot about how the system works. And the changes that I'm seeing are only good for prices. That means I would buy and I wouldn't sell cases right now. The prices are also leveling off, so that's also a good sign. If prices are rapidly increasing, I would never buy something. But considering what prices have been doing lately, it's pretty okay if you ask me. So, if you've been thinking about investing in cases for a while now, right now might be the best opportunity you get all year. So, this is a solid time to do this. The market remains very strong and cases are at an okay spot in the current market. You should think about your own timeline and what you want with the cases, because nowadays in this market, selling or mass buying cases did get harder with the recent trading changes and updates that Valve have been pulling through. Buying and selling on Steam is also not the end of what you should be doing. It's also not the end of the world, of course, but it's also not great. After all, it isn't real money on there and you do pay exorbitant fees. But apart from that, I would definitely be looking very closely at prices of cases the upcoming months. It's also very interesting to see what happens next with cases and the Armory. Will we get another case in the drop pool? Will we get another uplink terminal? Will we get a second case in the Armory? What Valve's plans are remains to be seen, but I surely think it is a very defining choice. This will be important for years to come, maybe even decades. Because all of the signs right now are pointing towards Valve and their plans. They are stopping the active duty cases. No more free money for all of the case farmers and a lot less money for the players. Prime will still be worth it even with just uplink terminals and skins, but yeah, they're changing the system. They want to make more money on cases by putting them in the Armory first and then being able to open them. It's also legally a very good choice to stop giving people active duty cases. Because if you get a case dropped, you're more likely to open it. So removing them from there is probably legally a very good choice for them. I think that Valve will be removing them from active duty drops. Rare drops might stay, because after all that's a lot in favor for Valve too. I mean, they want cases to still be around and they make money from them, but they shouldn't be actively dropping. It also markets their game a lot better. Cases are a defining feature of CS2, and cases are one of the things that are still lacking in price. There's a lot of cases around, but even cases that have been discontinued for 10 years are still under $100. Now that's pretty crazy. I think there's nothing else that's 10 years old that's still under $100. Major stickers, I mean, look at Cato 14, Cato 15. Insane prices. Old skins. Now, old skins from cases are a lot more expensive. Even the cheapest tiers are pretty expensive, getting up there now. And the expensive tiers, tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands. I mean, look at the blue gems on the AK case hardened. That sells a market. And a case being $80, even though it's been discontinued for 10 years, it doesn't. It just doesn't. All of this wouldn't change much about rare cases, which is pretty crazy because rare cases are really interesting in this regard. But I guess we're gonna have to wait and see. If there is no more actively dropping cases, there will be a lot less cases in supply. Unless they move all of the case supply to the Armory, but that would mean they would have to have 4 or 5 different cases in there actively, and they would also need a lot more people to get them. Right now, that just isn't the case. Even with the most popular case, it's only about 7 or 8 million getting redeemed, maybe a bit more. But how many cases are being dropped? That's a lot more. And most of them are getting opened immediately. So all of the demand for opening cases might actually shift more towards rare cases. Because they have crazy knife finishes, they have crazy expensive skins and knives and even gloves. And their prices are okay compared to everything else. But I guess we're gonna have to wait and see. So yes, cases have an awesome future. And Valve is making some good choices regarding them. If you like prices going up, that is. If you like opening cases, you might want to stockpile a bunch, because maybe we never see cases ever again. Under $1? Unheard of. So yeah, that's why I am definitely not selling any of the cases I have right now. What about you? Are you selling them? Be sure to let me know down below. I even keep actively dropping cases nowadays, because even they could be a thing of the past incredibly soon. Just 4 more released uplink terminals and just 4 more discontinued cases, and they're a thing of the past. That could happen within 1 to 2 years. Think about how people will think about those cases then. That's insane. Imagine those cases are actually a thing of the past. Think about this. People will say, remember back when cases used to be given to you for free? You didn't have to buy them for stars that you had to earn? That was a wild time. If you just played the game back then and kept all of the cases you got, you would have been very rich now. You could have had hundreds of different old and discontinued cases, and they would be tens, hundreds, maybe even thousands of dollars now. Who knows? That story is one that we know very well in CS. We know it for Cato stickers, we know it for skins, we know it for almost anything really. But cases have never really had it in them to be really high in that type of scenario. Well, that might all just change. So think about it. Really do, because this is a defining moment in Counter-Strike history, really. The future of what Valve will do with the uplink terminals remains to be seen. But if you are interested in that, be sure to subscribe, because the next video I will upload on my channel is about that. And it's going to be a good one, I guarantee it. Oh, and if you're thinking I don't know, I know you're not subscribed. Go change that right now. Now, I actually already made a video about cases and their prices where I go way more in depth, and that is now more relevant than ever. Check it out. Alternatively, if you want to see exactly how well cases are doing today, check out my CS2 Market Watch for everything going on right now. And with that, I'll see you guys later. If you're still watching, you are truly awesome. Thank you and goodbye.